Welcome, sixth graders. Today is our last new lesson for chapter 16, so I think that deserves a round of applause. We are finishing up a 16.7 lesson today, and like I said, that's the last new section in chapter 16. You might be wondering what we're going to do after we finish the chapter 16 test, and basically what we're going to be doing is reviewing the things that we learned in 8th grade math. I found a lot of quizzes, and maybe I'll make some review videos so you can remember some of the essential things that we've learned in 8th grade math to get you ready for algebra next year. So first, today's lesson, the target we're working on is I can add, subtract, multiply, and divide numbers in scientific notation. To be honest with you, I don't often see a need for adding and subtracting numbers in scientific notation, but I do often see multiplying and dividing numbers in scientific notation. So I will teach you all, but know that usually multiplying and dividing happens a little bit more often than adding and subtracting, but I'll teach you how to do both things today. And like I said in the lesson document, this is a nice to know, it's not a need to know, but you will do this more in the future, so it's good to have some background knowledge of it. First up, we are going to be adding and subtracting. To add or subtract numbers in scientific notation with the same power of 10, add or subtract the factors. When the numbers have different powers of 10, first rewrite the number so that they have the same power of 10. So we'll go through some examples with those situations. So first up, we want to find the sum, and I need to write my answer in scientific notation. Now you'll notice that these do have the same power of 10. This one has a 10 to the third, this one has a 10 to the third. Well, what I can do is use the distributive property, and I can pull out these numbers that I'm going to be adding together and then just multiply it times 10 to the third once. So what that looks like is 4.6 plus 8.72 times 10 to the third. That's really using the distributive property, or factoring is another way that you could describe that. Then what I'm going to do is add 4.6 plus 8.72, and that gives me 13.32 times 10 to the third. Now, you might think, oh, I'm done now, but this technically is not correctly written in scientific notation. This number here has to be between 1 and 10, remember? So I just need to move that decimal over one more place, and my scientific notation answer would be 1.332 times 10 to the fourth. Now, you can use your scientific calculator to check this one. You can literally just type this in, and your scientific calculator should give you that answer as the answer to that question. Next one is a subtraction problem, and unfortunately you'll notice that these ones do not have the same power of 10. So I'm going to have to change this one so that it does have the same power of 10 as this one in order for me to subtract them. So what I did is I just moved this decimal over one more place. That gave me 0.66 times 10 to the negative second power. Now I can work with these two numbers because they have the same power of 10. So just like last time, I'm using the distributive property or factoring, and I'm doing 3.5 minus 0.66, and then that gets multiplied times 10 to the negative second power. Well, then 3.5 minus 0.66 is 2.84, and I keep the same power of 10 here. Now, luckily for this one, it is correctly written in scientific notation, so that is the answer to this question. Again, you can check this with a calculator. If you type it in your scientific calculator just like this, you should get that as your answer. You can pause the video and try doing these two on your own. All right, to check these ones. Now this one, unfortunately, was not written correctly in scientific notation, or excuse me, not written with the same power of 10. So that means I had to move this decimal 3 places in order to make it 0.00341 times 10 to the second. Now this is not correctly written in scientific notation, of course, but I have to have the same power of 10, so that's why I had to do it that way. Then, now that they have the same power of 10, then I just add those two numbers together and then multiply them times 10 to the second power, and that gives me 8.20341 times 10 to the second, and that would be the answer in scientific notation. This one, luckily, they both had the same power of 10, so then I just had to subtract 7.8 minus 4.5 and keep the same power of 10. That gives me 3.3 times 10 to the negative fifth. Next up is multiplying and dividing, and I find this to be a little bit easier. To multiply or divide numbers written in scientific notation, multiply or divide the factors and the powers of 10 separately. So the reason that this is in this chapter is because when you're multiplying numbers with the same base, you know you add the exponents. And when you're multiplying powers, or excuse me, you're dividing powers with the same base, you know you need to subtract the exponents. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing with these ones. First up, multiplying. So I'm going to rearrange this a little bit so I can put like factors together. So I'm going to do 3 times 5, and then 10 to the negative 5th times 10 to the negative 2nd. Well, of course, 3 times 5 is 15. And when I'm multiplying powers with the same base, I add those exponents together. So I get negative 5 and negative 2, and I add those together, and I get negative 7. Now, this unfortunately is not correctly written in scientific notation. I have to move that decimal back one more place. So my simplified answer in scientific notation would be 1.5 times 10 to the negative 6th power. Sometimes people need a little bit of review of when I move my decimal to the left, what happens, when I move my decimal to the right, what happens. Hopefully you remember that from yesterday's and the day before's homework assignment. Example 3, we are dividing, and very similar to the multiplying, what I'm going to do is divide these numbers, and then when I have numbers with the same base, then I subtract my exponents. So that's going to give me 1.5 divided by 6, of course, and then negative 8 minus 7 is negative 15. Well, then 1.5 divided by 6 will, of course, be 0.25 times 10 to the negative 15th. Well, this unfortunately is not written correctly in scientific notation, so I have to move that decimal one more place, which then gives me 2.5 times 10 to the negative 16th as my answer in scientific notation. Next ones, you can try doing these ones on your own. Pause the video as needed. All right, to check these ones. So for this one, I just multiply 6 times 8 and I get 48, and I keep my same power of 10, but unfortunately this is not a number between 1 and 10, so I had to move my decimal one more place, which gave me 4.8 times 10 to the negative 4th power. This one, 7 times 3 is 21. I add the exponents there, that gives me 10 to the 7th. Well, I need to move this decimal one more place, which means I should get 2.1 times 10 to the 8th. Okay, this one I have to take 9.2 divided by 4.6, that is 2, and then I don't have anything to do with my 10 to the 12th, so I just keep it 10 to the 12th. Okay, this one, 1.5 divided by 7.5 is 0.2. Negative 3 minus 2 gives me negative 5. Now, unfortunately, this number is not written in scientific notation, so I have to move this decimal back one more place, which gives me 2 times 10 to the negative 6th power. All right, a real-life application. How many times greater is the diameter of the sun than the diameter of the earth? And they give me the diameter of the sun here in standard form. They give me the diameter of the earth in scientific notation. So the first thing I wanted to do was rewrite this in scientific notation. So I had to move my decimal between the 1 and the 4, and that is 1.4 times 10 to the 6. Then I'm going to divide that by the diameter of Earth, 1.2 times 10 to the 4th. And then that means I divide these two numbers, which gives me 1.09375, and I subtract these exponents, which gives me 10 to the 2nd power. Now that's written in scientific notation, but of course to take it out of scientific notation, I would just move my decimal 2 places here, and that would give me 109.375, or about 109 times greater. That means the sun's diameter is about 109 times greater than the diameter of the earth. Okay, the on your own question is how many more kilometers is the radius of the sun than the radius of the earth? And write your answer in standard form. Remember, radius is half of the diameter. You can pause the video and try this one on your own. All right, to check this one, so what I did is I took the diameter of the sun and divided it by 2, and I got 700,000. I took the diameter of the earth and I turned it into standard form, and then I divided it by 2, which was 6,400. Then I subtracted 700,000 minus 6,400, and I got this answer in standard form, which is what I needed, 693,600 kilometers. All right, next up is your homework assignment. So first question says, describe how to subtract two numbers written in scientific notation with the same power of 10. Well, what you do is you use the distributive property to put the factors together. Subtract the like factors and then write it with the same power of 10. It may need to be rewritten so it is still in scientific notation. Number 2 says you are multiplying two numbers written in scientific notation with different powers of 10. Do you have to rewrite the numbers so that they have the same power of 10 before multiplying? And the answer to that is no. When you are multiplying, you don't have to have the same powers of 10. That would just be adding and subtracting. So if you're multiplying, no, you just multiply the factors and then add the exponents of 10. And then I'll get started on question 3 with you as well. It says evaluate the expression using two different methods. So we didn't learn two different methods here, so you can just do it with the one method that we learned today. So if you look at number 3, this has the same powers of 10. So I add these factors together, 2.74 plus 5.6, and I keep my same power of 10, and that gives me 8.34 times 10 to the 7. So when you're adding and subtracting, keep the same power of 10. When you're multiplying, you subtract the exponents of your powers of 10. You add the exponents of your powers of 10. And when you're dividing, you subtract the exponents of your powers of 10. Like I said, today's lesson is a little bit tricky. I think you'll find multiplying and dividing is a little bit easier than adding and subtracting, but just do your best so you kind of have some understanding of how you do this in scientific notation. I do know that there are some students who just take all the numbers out of scientific notation and then add them, subtract them, multiply or divide them in standard form, and then change them back into scientific notation. And that does work as well, but it is just something to kind of practice and kind of play with a little bit how you can do operations with numbers in scientific notation. Thanks for watching the video. And remember, we will be reviewing Chapter 16 tomorrow, and then your Chapter 16 test will be on Friday in bigideasmath.com. Thanks for watching.